What's up? What's up? What's up? It's DeKesha Williams. Literally. I should be having on my own Get It Done gear, but anyway. All right. So earlier today, I made a post, and the post basically said to everyone, "Look, stop using Zoom as your webinar platform." All right. And I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to tell you what I use, because the immediate response was, well, what is it? What software are you using? So let me break it down to you, because I get it. Like, basically, a lot of people are using Zoom webinar platform. Number one, one of the things that I hear is, I like to see everybody, and I like to be able to engage with the audience. All right, cool. I get it, right? Another thing that I hear is it's easy. It's easy to go into zoom.com, boom, set up the webinar. There's no real webinar registration page. There's no real integration. You have to use a third party in order to make sure that your leads are going into your email marketing system. So again, these are just a couple of things that you need to have in order to really utilize the webinar system as a sales system. Like, don't look at it as, oh, I'm just doing webinars. Listen, I was reading this morning, like 67% of marketers switched to webinars during the pandemic because it was one of the most effective methods to connect with their audience. So that should tell you something right there. And, you oftentimes hear people say, if it was easy, then everybody would do it, right? So yeah, I get it. You can log in, you can go to zoom.com, you can set up a webinar, and you can do a live webinar. Boom. But guess what? You might have, and we're going to use easy numbers because I don't know if you had your coffee or whatever yet, right? We're going to say 100 people registered for your webinar. Do you realize that only 40% of those people are going to show up? Typically, 40% of the people are going to show up. The other 25 are going to watch the replay. Y'all do the math. Let me see if I can find something real quick, because I ain't playing around. And if you're watching this live or replay, do me a favor, just comment. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. So let's look at, I think I did this morning. So it was like 25 people. So you potentially are missing out, and you can multiply this by every 100 people that register for your webinar. So you potentially are missing out on 25 people watching your replay, right? If you don't have a process in place that automatically sends the replay to your list. Now, I know that Zoom does give you a little bit of statistics, right? It does tell you like if they watch, like who showed up, and if they watch like the whole thing, I believe. But number one, you got to download that list, upload it into your email marketing system, right? That's if you remember to do it. I'm just being real. Or if you know how to set up a third party integration where it automatically sends, I guess it's like API or Zapier or whatever, but you have to know how to be able to hook those third party systems up in order for them to communicate with each other, right? Am I right or right? Yes or yes, right? And so what I found is that a lot of people, they do the live webinar on Zoom, then they leave the webinar in the cloud, in the Zoom cloud, and then they send out an email to watch my Zoom replay. How can you track who actually like watch the replay? And here's why all of this is so important. It's why it's important to me, and it's important to my clients. Everything that we do in marketing, let me do a sound check real quick. Yep. All right. Everything that we do in marketing is based on the behaviors of our audience, the behaviors of our prospective clients. Somebody type behaviors in the chat, please. Right? So think about when you run a Facebook ad, what are you doing? You're running the ad based off of their behavior on the different social media platforms. So why wouldn't you monitor the behavior of your potential clients by utilizing a system or software that actually tracks the prospect or potential client behavior through your customer journey? I just need you to think about that for a minute. It's real talk here. It's real talk. Yeah, thank you. Behavior, right? So let's think about it. You do all of this work, all of these live streams, you do all of these ads, you do all these reels and TikToks, and you driving traffic to a webinar presentation. Then you leave them hanging. You don't send them an email. You don't follow up. You don't actually have a follow-up system. Oh, it just makes me so tired. Oh, it just makes me so tired. And then you get on my phone or you get on my live stream, you get on my call, and you like, well, DeKesha, I'm not getting the results that I'd like to see in my business. And I'm like, well, 40% of the people that's going to show up, so that's like 40 people, right? Maybe 50. I teach my students how to get 50% show rate on their webinar every single time. All right. But they have to implement the strategies. So if 40 people going to show up, 25 are going to watch the replay, because to be honest with you, I think it's like over 40% actually register the day of the webinar. Y'all better be writing these statistics down. And then let me see something. 80%, I always pull this up. 80% of sales people will never, there it is. Let me tell you something real quick. So basically, the people that under the sound of my voice, do you realize that 40% of you guys will never follow up? That's how I know you're leaving money on the table. It's exactly how I know you're leaving money on the table. Actually, 48%. 48% of the people that are under the sound of my voice right now, you do all this work, you put them all in a system, in a sequence, in a funnel, and then half of y'all are not going to even follow up, and then you're wondering why you're not making your goal. Okay. All right, so let me show y'all. Let me show you real quick, because somebody asked me what platform, do you use, DeKesha? So I'm going to put it in here. All you got to do is shoot me a text message. And the reason why I'm asking you for a text message is because I want to make sure I get credit if you do decide to use the system. I just gotta make sure y'all give me credit, right? I'm doing the work, so give us a certain credit. All right, so here's my number, right? I'm gonna put it on here. What's up, Taria, girl? You gotta teach the people, so I'm getting ready to show y'all what I'm doing. All right, let me put this on here real quick. You can text me at this number. Text me your first name, your last name. I'm gonna share my screen because I'm finna help somebody today. All right, and I literally I taught this to one of my launch intensive students last night, and we're showing them. We're actually going to be doing a training on Friday to show them how to actually set this up and automate it. All right, so if you look at my screen right now, this is the Easy Webinar platform. So that's the platform that I'm using right now. All right. I use Easy Webinar. Y'all can type that in the chat. This is my go-to webinar platform. Here is why it's my go-to platform. One of the things that stands out for me is the fact that it integrates with a lot of CRMs. All right. But I use Keep, and I've been using Keep for about 5 years. And so here's what we do, right? For every webinar, we set up these behavior tags that tag the client or prospective client in our CRM system. So I can go in and I can look right now and I can see how many people, this is the old webinar, right? How many people have registered for the Eliminate Sales webinar? And that's probably the first step that most of you guys are doing when you use Zoom as a webinar platform. You're basically, you're grouping everybody into one category. You're grouping everybody into one bucket and you're marketing to everybody. So you probably sending all your sales email, oh, my cart is open, blah, 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 to everybody that registered. But they don't care if they ain't seen your presentation. It's not relevant to them. It's only relevant to the people that actually watch your entire presentation and they actually know what the offer is. I'm just saying. And so basically you marketing to people who really could care less because they have not seen your presentation. So would you rather market to the people that watch majority, if not all, of your webinar presentation? Just answer me. Tell me yes. I mean, would you? I'll wait. All right, so then we break it down and say, okay, so these are the people that came to the webinar, right? There's a specific tag for that. Then there's a specific tag for people that watch the full webinar presentation. So one of the things that I said in the post is my hottest lead is the person that watched the entire webinar presentation. That's my hottest lead because that's the person that I want to follow up with immediately because I want to get them on the phone to find out why didn't they purchase. Am I helping somebody? I hope I'm just not talking from my, let me sip some coffee. I just want to know, am I helping somebody? All right. Then I'm gonna tag people that actually did not show up to my webinar. Why am I tagging them, DeKesha? Because those are the people that you want to put the replay in. So imagine if you stepped up your marketing where it's segmented. And so you have one sequence that's emailing people that didn't come. They registered and they didn't come. You have one sequence that is sending out a sequence of activities because it's not always just a email either because we don't rely on email. Why? Because what's the open rate on the email? Open rate on the email is about 22%. So even if you email in 100 people, that same 20 to 20% open rate, y'all. Come on, y'all. You're going to learn today. All right. And so the people that left early, I have a different conversation with the people that left early. And then there's a tag for the people that actually watch the replay. Again, that's my hottest lead, right? Especially if you watch the full presentation and then you watch the replay. 25% of the people that register for your webinar are going to watch the replay. So this is the platform. If you want to get access to it, just text me for the software, 804-234-3577. I'll hook you up. I'll shoot you a quick email back throughout the day, and I'll send you the link so you can try it for like 14 days. I'll even, hop on a call to actually, show you around the software. I don't have no problem doing that. At the end of the day, I want y'all to win, and I want you to position yourself and your business so that you are above your competition, so that you are ahead of the game. Like you can't be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing and expecting different results. Y'all know what that is. All right, so here's the next step. Like this is just step one, is making sure that you have the proper CRM system. And I actually got a good deal right now going on with Keep. If y'all want to know the inside scoop with that too, just if you don't have a really good robust CRM system, hit me up. I got some inside scoop for you. All right. So then the next thing we did, and this is actually a client's. All right. So this is a system called Convert and Flow. It is a all-in-one system. I'm just showing you this one because I need you to understand the importance of having a follow-up system. Like this is my pipeline. This is a live pipeline. Notice how the opportunities are labeled. Y'all catch it? Did y'all catch it? I'm finna teach today. I woke up on fire, y'all. So literally I had one of my students set this up yesterday. I'm like, look, you got 53 leads from a webinar. How many of y'all got 53 leads last week alone? So this particular person got, I think they had like 43 leads, right? I think some of them are missing because it say 20 leads in this one particular. I hope they phone number not showing. Okay, good. All right. So they told me they had 53 leads and they had 3 sales calls. And I was like, okay, so what you doing with the rest of the leads? I'm like, listen. So they use Keep, and their Keep system looks exactly like what you see on my screen. So their opportunities, and I love it because you can like drag and drop. Okay, there it is. I'm like, don't act up. I don't want to show their phone number, right? I ain't gonna do too much moving, but I just want you to see what you need to have in your business in order to show off, like to close some sales, right? So I told them, I said, listen, I need you to upload all of your leads into your pipeline. Some people use Pipe Drive. I use Keep, and I actually use Convert and Flow as well. I use both. Don't ask me why. I just look. So I have the older version of Keep. That's why. And so my opportunities in Keep does not look like this. The newer version that people are signing up, theirs look like what you see on the screen. Mine doesn't look like this, and I like mine to look like this. So what we do is we put all of our leads from a webinar into our pipeline, and based on their behavior, it automatically creates an opportunity in your CRM system. Y'all getting this? I hope this ain't going over your head, right? And so it makes it so much easier just to click on this person's name, shoot them an email. I can have someone on my team come in. I literally wrote the SOP today. And so what I did is my team comes into this system, sends them, makes contact with them. And we have a script that we use in order to get them on the phone if they haven't purchased. Come on now. I'm just trying to help somebody. All right. So it's literally two main systems that I use. So this is the webinar system. And this is why, somebody was asking me, well, what system do you use that allows us to manage? And so there's actually a report in here as well that you can pull, and it tells you all of these factors. It will filter down all of these factors, and it will tell you, it even tell you who clicked on the link. So when I go to my dashboard, I can tell who clicked on the link. Guess what I'm doing? Following up. So it's basically, I'm following up based on the behaviors that they display from my webinar platform. You cannot get this in depth in information and content and statistics from just doing a live. And I fuss at anybody that is doing webinars, because they know that if I'm in their space, I'm on their webinar, watching their webinar. And if I see it, I'm going to say something. I'm going to fuss at them, but I'm going to give them the tools for them to be better. So long story short, this is exactly why I make sure that when I am doing a live webinar training, I am actually making sure that I want to make sure that I'm using an actual platform that's going to give me data, because when you're in business, you can make financial decisions. You can make, just decisions, period, just off of the data that we receive in our business. And I said it earlier, what gets measured gets managed. So you can look at, the success of the webinar by your show rate, by your conversion rate, by your sales conversions, like how many people did you follow up with and how many sales conversations, how many did you convert? And this is actually the number 2 way to get new clients, webinars. I literally was reading this. 77% of marketers use live events. 73% of marketers use webinars. Somebody type the statistics in the notes. In the comments, whatever platform you watching. And I'm going to make sure that I put the links. I'll be around pretty much most of the day. But this is a 2-way texting software. So if you text me at 804-234-3577 and say, listen, I want to be in the loop. I want to take my webinars to the next level, DeKesha. Just text me. That's it. So stop using Zoom as a webinar platform, because it ain't. And I said it right. It ain't. I'm here to help you really up level your lead generation system and your sales system. And the vehicle is a webinar. Like, y'all need to hear what I'm saying. I am here to help you up level your lead generation tactics, your sales strategy, and the vehicle that we use is a virtual training, masterclass, webinar, boot camp, whatever cute little name that you put on it is still a webinar. So listen, my name is DeKesha Williams, the webinar queen, be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.